the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
Welcome, everybody. This is 2K Sports with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Our game tonight featuring the New York Knicks as they go up against the Brooklyn Nets. And for Brooklyn, they split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. And Carmelo, now a veteran in the NBA, always a great scorer, and could be a factor for a long time to come.
Yeah, Melo relies more on skill than athleticism, which bodes well for his future. He's a very smart player and knows exactly what he can get away with on the offense. But as a triangle expert, stay with the triangle, baby. It'll get you somewhere.
How many sides there in a triangle then, big fella?
I would have to say as many as my championships, -1, 3.
Huh?
Ooh. 3.
Huh?
3.
Yeah. You had... Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I said it, -1. I know I got 4 championships.
I
got you, Ernie.
Dr. O'Neal.
Yeah, I got you, Ernie.
He gave you a little basketball, gave you a little addition and subtraction.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you,
give me a little Pythagorean theorem.
I'll tell you this. The most underrated thing, from what I hear, I have sources that have told me this, that he's a great leader in the locker room.
Melo.
Very underrated. Very underrated, everyone tells me.
Yeah.
I got a math equation for you, Ernest.
Mm-hmm.
E = MC squared.
Yes, it does. Isn't that right, Kevin Harlan?
I had to do.
And you've got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. With Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will join us from the sidelines. New York City's most legendary arena plays host to a showdown between the Knicks and their cross-borough rivals, the Brooklyn Nets. This is a critical time for them. They've got, guys, a lot of away games coming up, and it's a stretch that's going to be a very, very difficult test.
But I guarantee you what, guys, the adrenaline is already flowing on both sides. A rivalry matchup like this means a little more to the players than just any other game.
You know, sometimes the NBA regular season can run together, but not when these two teams face off. This is special.
And before we get underway here, let's check over with David Aldridge, who was able to talk with head coach Jeff Hornacek.
Well, Kevin, he said defensively their main priority is going to be preventing points in the paint. He told me we can't let them get comfortable inside. That's what'll hurt us. He wants them playing a very physical brand of D down low. We'll see if they got the message. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Couple conference rivals going head-to-head. That ups the ante in this one.
A certain amount of, I know you too well. Yeah. I don't like you. We've seen each other too much. The games have been too hard. It's the complete antithesis of what you and I feel for one another, Kevin.
But Doris, having played, having coached, do you really know a team too well? Does that really come with that kind of familiarity?
Well, yeah, I think sometimes, you know this guy wants to go right if he puts it on the deck. You know that he's going to pull up the jumper going to the mid-range. I mean, there's just so many tendencies. When you've seen a team over and over like we've done here, you get to know their tendencies so well that I'll tell you, the game becomes very challenging.
So the Nets starting 5. We've got Bogdanovich, LeVert out there with Jeremy Lin. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Scola in at the 4 spot. Lin with it. And the shot no good, a bit short. Brooklyn on defense, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
And they had to be sensational defensively on that night to compensate for the fact that they just couldn't find a rhythm offensively.
You could see them trying to find some sort of rhythm on the offensive end, but the more they forced it, the less effective it was.
It's the Nets now, following the three-pointer by Derrick Rose. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one, drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
The Nets shooting their first free throws here for the night.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
First one falls for him.
Man, when you look at the Nets over the past couple years, it's really astounding. I mean, they've been near the bottom of almost every major statistical category as a team. I mean, that means that they really have nothing to count on to stabilize themselves when they aren't going well in a game. And when you don't have an identity as a team, boy, it is hard to find consistency.
Good. And on the topic of the Nets, it's hard to identify their calling card as a team because the roster, Greg, still seems to be in a state of flux.
And not many draft picks or trade assets. It really may come down to love the ones you're with, at least for a little while longer. I mean, they have some scorers. They have some playmakers. If they can just find a way to block out the noise and play their game, they can be an entertaining club. A lot of times in the first quarter, it will dictate how big a role a player has later on.
And he's one of those guys who can step up and be a big-time contributor on certain nights. We'll see if that three gets him going.
No good from 18.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Here's Bogdanovich. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Bogdanovich has got his first bucket in this one. New York's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Rose kicks to O'Quinn to stop the run, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
You know, that right there is a great example. O'Quinn has got great hands, so he can step out or bang inside with the best of them.
Now here's Lynn. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
And he was aggressive in how he played on the defensive side of the floor, notching 3 steals on the game.
As good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Holiday dishes to Carmelo. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Yeah, that's what you can do when you've got a great handle. Anthony is always able to put it on the deck and get to the rim.
Brooklyn leading by 4. The pass to LeVert to the middle. Porzingis with the steal. Outside Anthony. Out to Porzingis. Pulls from the top of the key. And there are the Knicks with another bucket. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Now here's Lynn. Scola kicks to Bogdanovich. Back to Scola. Stolen by O'Quinn. Rose passes to Holiday. Tipped away. Here's LeVert, guarded by Holiday. They get the rebound. That shot, no good. The Knicks have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Here's O'Quinn, and the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
You know, and that was a nice find by KP. Saw the open man. He was on time, on target with the pass. Perfect.
Lynn against Rose. There's the pick. Pass to Scola. Unloads from 9. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Scola's got his second basket of the night.
Well, sending him inside is never an easy job. A little reminder of that right there.
Holiday dishes to Rose. Holiday left side. Anthony kicks to Porzingis. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Porzingis has got 5 points so far.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Lopez a screen. Scola a screen on Rose. Off the screen. Scola no luck.
That was an extremely weak screen. I mean, he clearly didn't want to sacrifice his body right there.
Porzingis can't hit.
Unbelievable. He blew that. Look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
Lopez sets a screen for Lynn. Bogdanovich. Here's Scola. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's on Porzingis. And his teams start to get a feel for one another here early in the season, Doris. What are you looking for as a team leader when you're a coach, when you're starting to look for that chemistry element? What's most important, do you think, in getting that team vibe to come together?
I think a few things. I think most importantly, perhaps, is that star or the two stars on these respective teams. It goes a long way toward chemistry and establishing a culture of winning when your best player is your hardest worker. That's the first thing. The other thing you're looking for is what happens when adversity sets in. You know, when things are flowing and there's winning going on, it's easy, and sometimes things can get glossed over. If you are establishing winning, I think the most important thing you want to see is a little bit of adversity for your team, because inevitably that's going to come. And how do we react? I think it's important not to get discouraged. Make sure you keep your head up. And again, I would say your most or your best players have got to set the tone where that's concerned.
Now, here's O'Quinn. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Utah.
You know, the other thing he really did a great job with was the rebounding. So he contributed in a number of ways.
Here's LeVert. They lead by 1. Here is Rose. 14 points from him the last game against Utah.
And phenomenal on the other end, defensively applying a ton of pressure and forcing a lot of turnovers.
Now, here's O'Quinn. Here's LeVert. A 3. No good. He's off to a slow start. 1 for 4 so far.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
14 feet away, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
And that's the play to make. Rose making the right read.
Lynn kicks to Lopez. It's deflected. Porzingis with the steal. Anthony, the pass to O'Quinn. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
And let's take a look now at some stats for Lynn. Some last season stats for him. Last season, he averaged 11 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
Just trying to get a break in the action to clear some heads here. I mean, they've gone ice cold, and not a bad idea to give them a little quick breather.
Quick breather and maybe scheme something up that we haven't seen yet in this game. We'll know soon enough.
Joakim Noah's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Booker, he's checked in for Brooklyn.
And checking out the numbers for Lopez. He's coming off an excellent season. 9th in blocks, 19th in field goal percentage, and amongst the league's top-tier scorers, top 20 in points per game.
Brooklyn trailing. Outside, Lynn. From the line. No good off the front iron.
That's an outstanding effort there. Everyone knows you can shoot from that distance, and the D did a terrific job making it difficult.
Back to Anthony. Noah with a screen for Anthony. That's to Porzingis. On its way from Rose for 2. Brooklyn with the rebound.
Boy, he almost never misses that shot, guys. But you know he'll take it again if he gets another good look.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
You know, it feels like he's forcing things, getting a little frustrated by not letting the game come to him.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
LeVert the pass to Lopez. Now the feed to Lynn. Here's Booker. Unable to get that one. And New York the other way now. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Well, it's no doubt. It's so much easier to run your offense if the defense is not trying to take away any of your options.
And the Knicks overhauling their roster with some big names. Of course, the former Bulls, Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah, but also shooting guard Courtney Lee, who I think can definitely help them with his defense and shooting.
They get the rebound. Back to Lynn. Here's Bogdanovich, covered by Anthony. Trying to get back on track. Bogdanovich, no luck. And we heard some speculation that the Knicks might look to trade away their veterans and look to rebuild around Porzingis. This summer, that was not the case, though.
Well, it seems like rebuild is a dirty word in New York City. There's not a lot of patience for losing. We'll just see how far they can go with this new roster.
Now here's Lynn after the miss from Joakim Noah. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 3 assists now in this one. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Lynn. That one goes. Count it.
Even with the defense all over him, Lynn buries the J. Outstanding concentration on those kinds of shots.
Now here is Holiday. 14 points from him the last game against Utah. 9 feet out, and it's in there. And the Knicks lead by 3. Brooklyn's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Over to the wing. Lopez a screen. Levert the pass to Lynn. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. The Knicks leading by 3. Outside Holiday. Up and in. Off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
Outside, Lynn. Lopez a screen. They set the pick. Kicks to Bogdanovich. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
Yeah, that's taking the direct approach. He didn't shy away from the size mismatch at all. Just took it right to him.
And that one's good by Noah.
You know, if you want any chance of contesting that shot, you have got to put a bigger defender on him.
Lynn against Rose. Lynn dishes to Lopez. The basket good off the assist from Lynn.
That's exactly how to work it to your advantage. If you're the big man, take your guy down low.
Anthony kicks to Porzingis. And again, New York with the triple.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
You know, one thing about Melo that goes overlooked so often is just how aware he is on the offensive end. He does a great job with positioning and finds space on his own. There's such a natural feel for the flow of the game that he has that few others share.
And that aspect that Melo has to know exactly where everyone is on the floor, Doris, that's something that you just can't teach.
Oh, Kevin, you're 100% right. You can't teach it. And it's a skill that makes life so much easier on the offensive end. You know, it allows Melo to see all the angles of a play before it happens, knowing exactly where to put a pass or when his teammate will pop open. You know, and it's all those little things that go into making him such a great scorer for so much of his career.
So for the Nets, Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Bogdanovich. Foy comes in, and it's Vasquez in for Jeremy Lin. 1:15 left to play here in the first. Vasquez kicks to Foy. And again, no good by Brooklyn. New York leading by 7. And Rose wide open. He shoots. It's the assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got 3 assists tonight. Now here's Vasquez. He's covered by Rose. Vasquez passes to Foy. Here's Lopez. It's deflected. They recover it. And finally they hit one. Lopez has got 6. 41 seconds left in the first. Rose kicks to Thomas. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
Boy, that's a bit of a mental lapse, an embarrassing error to give up a possession.
Nets trail by 8. Passes it to Lopez. 18 feet out. No good on the shot.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Now here's Rose. D right on him. He feeds it to Holiday. 5 on the clock. New York needs to get off a shot. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. And the will be against Joakim Noah. That is his first foul of the game. Vasquez. That one misses. And that does it for the first quarter. Knicks lead by 8. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league, from going undrafted out of Harvard to where he is now. He says he remains very grateful.
I wasn't sure, if my career would ever pan out the way I was hoping for, or if I would be able to stay in the NBA. And so for me to be here playing, to be able to know I'm going to play in the game, in an NBA game, it's just, it's pretty cool.
Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lynn has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even those who started out humble, like Lynn.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
I tell you what, the scoring has come in threes for the most part here so far.
Boy, the perimeter attack has been relentless. You can see them setting up from distance, but stopping them is another matter.
So for Brooklyn now, Hollis Jefferson is out there with Trevor Booker. Then it's Vasquez. Then there's Foy. And it's Scola in at the 5 down low. So much in the modern NBA game right now involves speed, especially at that point guard position. Doris, you played it and played it well. Who do you think is the hardest player to stay in front of in the NBA?
Yeah, there'd be a lot of guys on that list, but I think probably I would say Steph Curry. I mean, the mastery of the handle that he has. I mean, there are other guys. Look at Isaiah Thomas, his ability to be a big shot maker. He changed that franchise because he could close games. But just the most difficult individual contest on a night-by-night basis because of the range and the handle is Steph Curry.
The handle, it creates such space, which to me is just amazing what he does in terms of getting just that extra 6 inches to fire away.
Right, and he puts defenders on skates,
Yes.
and they screen so well for him, Kevin, and you're right. You give him just a crease of daylight, and that thing's in your eye, as you like to say.
And here's Vasquez. Scola, a screen on Rose. Launches a 3. That one's in there. The New York lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Vasquez.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Here's Kuzminskis. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Utah.
And it wasn't only his scoring. The intensity on defense. He nabbed 3 steals that night.
Hernan Gomez, no good.
He doesn't have a polished inside game by any means, but that's an opportunity he should convert.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Vasquez. Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's covered by Rose. Here's Scola. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Scola's got his 3rd basket of the night.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Now Rose. 6 points for him. Outside Thomas. They set the pick. And Holiday kicks to Thomas. 4 on the clock. Lets it go from the wing. And the shot falls short this time.
Boy, a really bad collective mental lapse. They are fortunate he missed that.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, we know Brook Lopez is a little vertically challenged, but he's still effective inside with an array of shots. That little push shot came because he said, I'm not the quickest guy in the world, so I want to get space and get it up quick. But they have no chance of contesting it. His go-to move is that righty hook coming across the middle. Kevin?
And D.A., you can't block it. You just can't let him get to that left shoulder. Here's Rose. After the basket by Brooklyn. There's the pass to Hernan Gomez. Drops it in from 14 feet away.
Leave him open from mid-range like that, and there's not much doubt he'll knock it down. Come on, guys, you got to think.
Randy Foye is on the way. There's the dish to Scola. Turn around Jay. Rebound by Rose. New York leading by 5. Upside Thomas. Rebound Brooklyn. Next up they'll face the Suns. That'll be in Phoenix. That will be their 2nd of this 5-game road trip. Scola trying to break free. Hollis Jefferson, good. Hollis Jefferson's got his first 2 points.
You know, a nice flow to that play. Led him right into the attempt with the sharp pass. It has to be crisp, and it has to be on time.
Here's Hernan Gomez. Takes the 13-footer. Count it, good. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the 2nd quarter of play. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That is his first foul of the game.
It's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Joakim Noah's checked in for the Knicks. And it's Scola in the corner. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Scola. Scola. Outside Thomas. And Noah with the slam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Here's Thomas after the made shot from Joakim Noah. Thomas dishes to Rose. Back to Thomas, and stolen by Scola. And here's Booker from the arc. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Booker. And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for the Knicks.
They are shooting the lights out from beyond on really limited attempts. So you have to think they ought to feed those hot hands on the perimeter and see if they can keep this thing going.
New York leading by 7. And you know, there was so much excitement surrounding the Nets when they finished the new arena in Brooklyn in 2012. They traded for Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett to try to fast-track their success. But that win-now strategy really failed.
Yeah, and that's what can happen when you mortgage your future. Short-term goals can lead to that long-term misery. And they still have some pieces they can build around. We'll see what additional talent they can attract going forward.
And so here is New York following the bucket by the Nets. Noah the screen. Thomas passes to Noah. And Noah with the slam.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Dishes it to Foy. Scola up top. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Here's Vasquez. It's hauled in by Noah. The Knicks with the lead. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his 5th assist in this one. Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. Well, there's always on the hot list of topics as teams each year try to increase their odds at winning a championship. What do you feel are the key ingredients for a championship caliber team?
Talent, first and foremost.
Sure.
I mean, you think about some of the great stars who've won multiple championships. Bill Russell, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. One is talent. That's the first part. Coaching. I think coaching in the NBA is underrated. And then increasingly depth because, of course, over the years, the season has gotten longer. The playoffs have gotten longer. It takes more players to win in the NBA than it probably used to.
Is the feel in the locker room overrated? Is the cohesion, the culture, is that important on that list?
You know, it's a terrific question. I do think you can win without chemistry. I certainly think for us, you can feel it when a team is connected and when they enjoy playing with one another.
Like Golden State.
No question about it.
You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Yeah, they're pressing, no question, forcing things that aren't really there.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for New York. Anthony comes in for Thomas. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for the Nets. Here's Foy. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Booker is screen on Holiday. There's Foy with the 3, and it's O'Quinn with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Noah. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. And here's Anthony for 3, and it's Randy Foy with the rebound. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Lin with it. A 3-ball. A shot that time, not on target. Some solid defense from Rose. And Holiday kicks to Rose. He dishes it to O'Quinn. Scola against Noah. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. 5 to shoot. Releases. Tipped away. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
And a moment here to see the numbers on Derrick Rose. How he performed last season. He averaged about 16 points a game. 4 assists and 3 rebounds. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
Now, here is Foy. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Scola left side. Ball's knocked loose.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Oh, the confidence he exudes, the toughness. He just gets inside shooters' heads.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here's Booker. He's got 6. Here's Hollis Jefferson. To the inside. They need this one. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Booker.
It's been lights out here in the second, and that's after a pretty good showing in the first.
Rose kicks to Holiday. To the middle. Here's Noah. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Noah's got the lead up to 13 now for the Knicks. Lynn dishes to Foy. Out to the wing. Scola passes to Foy. Count it.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
The Knicks leading by 11. Rose kicks to Anthony. To the inside. The kick out to Rose. Feeds to O'Quinn. To the paint. Lynn against Rose. Over in the corner, Foy. The 17-footer. Scola, no luck.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Pass to Noah. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. And now let's have a look at the teams that were last year's best from the free throw line. Number 1, the Knicks.
You know, they made that a point of emphasis a season ago. I mean, they spent a lot of time in practice drilling their free throws, and I think it really paid off with the best percentage in the league.
He's off on the first. Doris, you've worked with so many coaches in so many different ways throughout your career. You were a player and you were an assistant coach yourself, and as a broadcaster now. Do you ever see yourself maybe back on the sidelines?
Yeah, you know, that's how I started my career, Kevin. I've always thought that when my broadcasting career is over, I miss the competition. I miss working with a group of players to sort of achieve something special. So no question I see myself back there.
Good on the second free throw.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Lynn dishes to Lopez. And Bogdanovich kicks to Lopez. Here's LeVert. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, he had to take the three-pointer right there with the defense more or less ignoring him. No choice.
Now here is Holiday. He has 5. There's the pick. Off the pick. Anthony with the bucket. Anthony's got 4 points in the quarter.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Booker with the screen for Lynn. Inside, here's Lopez. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Lopez has got 8 points.
Just a terrific delivery into the low post. Love to get those buckets nice and close, high percentage shots.
Holiday, the pass to Rose. O'Quinn dishes to Holiday. Back to O'Quinn. Lock at 6. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
What you like about O'Quinn in the mid-range is how quickly he pulls up for that shot.
Lynn the pass to LeVert. There's the pick. He kicks it to Booker. It's good. He's got 10.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Outside Holiday. There's the feed to Noah. Kicks it to Anthony. Passes it to Rose. Corner shot, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
And they're leaning on the mid-range right now. That's 6 of their last 10 from that area.
And there's the pass to LeVert. Lopez, a screen on Holiday. And it's LeVert missing. The Knicks leading by 11. There's the dish to Holiday. Outside Rose. He feeds it to O'Quinn. Fires from 14. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Impressive, really, from that short 17 area. They are not missing many.
Lynn kicks to Booker. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 5 assists tonight.
Dominating this quarter. He's been absolutely fantastic shooting the ball, and they still trail.
Now here's Rose. He's got 8. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Rose dishes to Noah. And again, it's New York.
10 straight points from mid-range.
Nets trail by 13. Now here's Lynn. Lopez left side. Back to Lynn. Puts up a 3. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so that's the end of the first half. New York ahead. They lead by 13. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Derek, what's the most important thing on defense, and how does that impact the offense?
Contesting their shots. They're a great three-point shooting team. We're just contesting and getting out and run. That's our favorite thing to do. Get out, run. We got big second runs, shooters on the floor, so open the floor up a little bit.
We'll see if you can keep the pace going in the second half, Derek. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, friends and neighbors. Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Joakim Noah has been having a big night. He ended up with 15 points and 3 rebounds. In their previous game, he had a performance he said he wanted to put behind him quickly, and so far he's doing just that with the nice first half he had here. Hey, big fella, what's your take on New York so far?
Well, it was an unselfish, team-oriented half of basketball. The ball never stopped moving. Their offense had a great flow to it. It prevented anyone from getting lazy out there. They're always moving, cutting, knowing where they need to pass the ball, Ernie.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Brooklyn?
Well, I think they could be way more physical than they have been in the first half. Their defense gave up way too many easy looks, and that kind of defense will turn to a loss any night.
That'll do it for now. Second half coming up. We'll see you after the game.
The skyline of Midtown Manhattan so beautifully lit up tonight as we welcome you back to New York City. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. We're seeing a tremendous game from Joakim Noah.
Yeah, he's been a revelation tonight, almost scoring at will in that first half.
You know, something he rarely does, look for his own shot, but it was really effective in the first half.
Here's Lynn. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for the Knicks, Melo and Porzingis, the 2 stars at the forward spots. Then there's Kyle O'Quinn. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Holiday in at the 2. Now here's Anthony after Jeremy Lin's miss, where the 3 traps in the tray. And that's now 11 points for Porzingis.
Well, Porzingis will make you pay if you collapse off of him.
Outside, Lynn. Pass to Lopez. Second chance shot.
Taking a look here at numbers for Anthony. Great showing for him last season. Last season, how about 22 points per? 7 rebounds and 4 assists. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
Two shots.
That one is off.
And last year, I felt like Brook Lopez showed why he's a max guy when healthy. I mean, not only did he maintain terrific all-around play, but he improved in some categories. And I love what he looked like on the defensive boards, reminiscent of the aggressiveness he showed when he first burst on the scene back in 08.
Good on the second free throw. The Knicks leading by 15. Rose passes to Holiday. Outside Anthony. Back to Holiday. Right wing. Just 5 on the clock. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis. And when it comes to Lopez, hard not to root for a guy who's fought through so many injuries.
Yeah, last season he got back to doing some of the things that made him an all-star level producer. He was passing at a high level, playing a physical brand of defense, just an immensely skilled big whose best years hopefully are still ahead.
Now Rose, after Jeremy Lin's three-pointer that didn't go. Anthony kicks to Rose from the baseline. Scola with the rebound. Scola's got his third rebound tonight. Screen by Scola. Outside, Lin, right wing. Here's Lopez. And he overshot that one, missing.
That's a big donut, folks, here. Starting the second half, 4 straight they've missed.
Porzingis kicks to Holiday. Back to Porzingis. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Porzingis has got 7 points for the quarter.
Great beginning to this second half. Now 3 for 4 from the field.
Scola, a screen on Rose. Lin with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Shoots from the elbow, and it comes off the front of the rim.
Just a case of doing too much. He has to look to get his teammates involved, and his shot's just not there right now.
Well, you know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
And the Knicks making a change here. Thomas is checked in, and a switch here for Brooklyn. Vasquez, he's checked in for Jeremy Lin. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Porzingis passes to Carmelo. Count it. Anthony's got 10 points in the game.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Nets trailed by 21. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Timeout called, the Nets.
And really just trying to take the wind out of their sails here, I think. You know, they're on the wrong end of a run and need to just kind of exhale.
You know, I think some of it may be a matter of X's and O's, but a lot of it is matching the effort level of your competition.
The Knicks making a change here. And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations.
And every time he's pulled up from deep and let it fly, it's found a way to catch iron. Not sure if it is something with his release or the defense is bothering him on his threes, but I would expect him to attack the rim a bit just to kind of mix things up.
Lopez a screen. Now here's Vasquez. He's covered by Rose. Here's Lopez. It's rebounded by New York.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
And fishes to Rose. Anthony right side. Clock at 6. Tries it from 19. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play, the board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness. Lopez a screen. Here's Bogdanovich. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. Out to Anthony. But they get it back. Dishes to Rose. To the paint. Here's Hernan Gomez. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. He's got 8.
You know, the basket is good, but it's all about the assist there. That pass led him to just the right spot on the floor.
Lopez kicks to Vasquez, and he gets the bucket.
You know, very effective possession. You won't miss too many shots from that close range.
Here's New York. They're on a 13-3 run right now. Thomas passes to Rose. Outside, Porzingis. He dishes it to Thomas. Shot clock at 5. Fires at the elbow. And it's New York.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Scola. Out to the right wing. Here's LeVert. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
So both teams changing it up here. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And that one misses. New York leading by 23. Thomas dishes to Rose. Passes to Kuzminskis. It's stolen by Vasquez. Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's guarded by Thomas. Outside, Scola. And here's Vasquez. He has 5. This one for 3. Vujicic grabs the miss.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Kuzminskis the pass to Rose. There's a good screen. New York moving the ball around. Right wing. Here's Vujicic. And again, it's New York.
Sound offensively. Really no other way to put it here in the second half.
Yeah, and it's because they're moving sharply, getting good shots. Big advantage in field goal percentage.
Now here's Scola. 8 points for him. Here's Lopez. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game. And that one misses. And Brooklyn making a change here. Foy's checked in. Good on the second free throw. Here's New York. They're on a 17-6 run. Vujicic kicks to Thomas. They set the pick. Here's Vujicic, covered by Foy to the wing right side. Nice open look, but it's no good. Brooklyn's getting blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Feeds it to Vasquez. And Foy kicks to Lopez. It's tipped.
Struggling to make shots this quarter and making it hard to catch up.
Here's Hernan Gomez. 8 points for him. Now Vujicic. Here's Here's Kuzminskis. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got 3 assists in the game. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Lopez dishes to Foy. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Both teams deciding to change it up. Brooklyn with the ball. There's Hollis Jefferson, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Yeah, that's a case where they're really in sync on that bucket, with the lead pass hitting him in stride, on time and on target.
And Rondé Hollis Jefferson started out strong last season as a rookie, then had the injury to the ankle that kind of derailed his development. Came in, though, providing lockdown defense, which most scouts expected. I think the surprise may have been his shooting number. And what that tells me is that he has a really good understanding of who he is as a player. That is very difficult for young players to accomplish. They always tend to spend their time trying to prove to you what they can't do.
Now here's Booker. 12 points for him. Here's Endor, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And looking at Hollis Jefferson's game, extremely versatile, Greg. The one question mark, will he ever be an accurate shooter from long range?
You know what? He can be a very good player even if the jump shot never fully comes around. Athleticism, body control, 7'2" wingspan. He's got all the physical measurables, and he can be extremely aggressive both as a playmaker and on the glass.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for New York. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Burnett shooting just 34% from the floor. Here's Jefferson. That falls. Great assist by Vasquez. Vasquez has got 3 assists tonight.
They're seeing boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Now here's Rose. 8 points for him. Thomas gets the bucket. Foy with it. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance.
Pass to Endor. Inside. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession.
All right, a moment to see the stats for Noah. How he did last season. Averaged about 4 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Guys, he's a difference maker off the bench. Steps into that front court and more than holds his own.
Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Vasquez. Now here's Rose. At the elbow, it's Noah. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. That's on Brook Lopez.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Knicks have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
First one falls for him. Noah hits them both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Lynn kicks to Booker. And the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Foy with the 3. It's rebounded by New York. Noah's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. Now here's Lynn. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lopez. Yes. And a nice assist from Lynn. And 12 points for Brook Lopez.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Noah, the pass to Rose. To the inside. Looks for Thomas. Gets it to him. Here's Kuzminskis. Here's Rose. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The Nets have shot 67% from the line, going 6 of 9.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. Justin Holiday's checked in for Lance Thomas. And he's good on the second. Here's Rose. 8 points for him. Holiday left side. Rose passes to Endor. Outside Holiday. 6 on the shot clock. From downtown. And again, New York with the triple.
Add another triple to their second half total.
I mean, since the break, they've been unconscious from distance.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Lopez. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Booker with the screen for Lynn. Here's Lopez. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. 14 points for Brook Lopez.
You know, the assist has to go to the screen on that play. Gave him all the room he needed to rise and fire.
Pass to Endor. Launches a 3. Sinks the three-pointer.
Boy, total failure defensively right there, leaving him all alone in three-point territory.
Lynn against Rose. Shoots from 14. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Hamilton's checked in for Brooklyn. Bogdanovich comes in for Hollis Jefferson. The Nets have gone 7 of 11 from the line. And he knocks down the first one. And New York making a change here. O'Quinn's checked in. Both free throws good from Booker. And here's Rose. He's got 8. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. "11 seconds left here in the third quarter. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Rose has got 10 points in the game.
And the defense tried to slow him down, but Derrick Rose just a handful when he gets around the rim.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. New York ahead, opening up a huge gap. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. We're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And for the Knicks, they're shooting a superb 63% from the field. Okay, time now for an injury report. We've got a chance to check up on Brook Lopez's status. David?
Well, Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for the Nets, and the news is pretty good. It does not look like a severe injury. A really discouraging development for this team at such an early point in the season. We'll see how they respond, Kevin.
Okay, Dave, thanks. Sounds like he won't be out for too long. Shutting the floor for the Nets. We've got Vasquez. Anthony Bennett is out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Hamilton in at the center. Vasquez can't get it to go.
He's cold from deep. 0 threes in the second half after hitting just one in the first.
Rose kicks to Plumlee. Holiday left side. Releases from 15. The feed to Rose. Hamilton against Plumlee. Rose passes to Endor. Here's Plumlee. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Plumlee's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Knicks. Here's Kilpatrick, guarded by Holiday. Lets it go from deep. Buries the long-range jumper.
He hits one in the first half, another here. Not prolific, but the defense has to keep an eye on him.
The Knicks have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Now here's Rose. Hernan Gomez passes to Holiday. 6 to shoot. Here's Endor. That 3 off the mark.
And, well, when you let the shot clock run down that far, that's the kind of shot you're going to end up with.
The 3. And the Nets, another 3.
Boy, they gave him way too much space to get that 3 off. That's some lax defense. Coach can't be happy.
Hernan Gomez passes to Plumlee. Rose dishes to Plumlee. He drains the turnaround jump shot. Plumlee's got 4 points this quarter.
That's how you do it. The D looked helpless on that possession.
Now here's Vasquez, guarded closely. He kicks it to Bogdanovich. Well, the competition committee, Doris, is always looking at new ideas, looking at the NBA from so many different angles, so many different levels. Do you have a take on switching to the top 16 seeding in the playoffs, for instance? I know that's been a topic of late.
You know, one of my favorite things about the NBA is they are always on the cutting edge of self-evaluation. And if they identify a weakness, then they're going to be proactive and make a change. The most fair way to seed in the playoffs is to pick the 8 best teams from the 2 respective conferences. Divisions clearly perhaps had a place in the past. They no longer do. Let's seed everybody 1 to 8. It's the fairest, easiest way to get the best teams competing in the fairest fashion. So I 100% agree to seeding 1 through 8 regardless of division.
Here's Holiday following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. Plumlee with it. Now Hamilton defending. It's tipped and stolen by Bennett. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Count that one.
And how about that one-man fast break?
Boy, once he gets his hands on it, it's straight to the races, just the way it should be done.
Passes it to Endor. Outside Holiday. To the wing right side. Outside Rose. Kicks to Plumlee. Wing shot on the way. It's this time the assist from Rose.
Rose, an explosive scorer, but he's always been a very capable passer at the point.
Now Vasquez. There's the pick. Here's Kilpatrick. No good off the front iron.
The guy, that's a shot he'll take, again, if he's given the chance. We all know he can knock that down.
Holiday, the pass to Hernan Gomez. Outside Rose. Pass to Hernan Gomez. And a miss there on the triple. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. And pushing it up, here's New York. Holiday with it. Now the pass to Hernan Gomez. And stolen by Bennett. Left side Rose. Count it, number 5 from the 4 this game. He's now 5 of 11.
And as long as he retains that great explosion in his legs, Derrick Rose will be a factor around the rim.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Bennett. And a fast break now for New York. Here's Holiday. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Analytics certainly have jumped up in their usage around the NBA. Doris, how do you feel it's been used? Is it here to say? Where's it going?
You know, this has been such a fascinating discussion amongst players and coaches. Coaches, by and large, will tell you, yes, we like analytics, but I have to coach by feel. And I don't think you can overvalue or undervalue either one. You're never going to take a step back, Kevin. The metrics of it are too important in terms of how we're able to track the movements of players. They haven't worked hard enough today. We can go hard again tomorrow. I think it's all important, but I think the best organizations are the ones who look at things in its totality.
It's taught me about the game. I mean, and the things that maybe I've never thought about
like
as a
what?
fan. Well, like, you know, the success of jump shots between 10 and 16 feet. How many times the guy goes to his right as opposed to his left. What his favorite block is to set up in. How much he's been used in practice during the week. Where they're going to go defensively, where the weak spots are. Just different things to consider, which gives you a taste of what coaches and organizations go through during a game, during preparation, and getting ready for their opponent.
Yeah.
There's so much to consider, and you can be overloaded by analytics too.
You were sitting there describing that, and I thought these are all excellent points. At what point does it become overload? At what point are you able to filter out the necessary things? I imagine that's an art.
Mm-hmm. And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 8 in this 4th quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Here's Vasquez, and the 3 ball is good. Vasquez has got 11 points here in just the second half.
After hitting only 1 from downtown in the first half, he's exploded with 3 since.
New York moving the ball around. Rose. Here's Endor. It's stolen by Vasquez. In transition, here come the Nets. And there's the contact on the jam. He gets the whistle, but not the bucket, so 2 shots coming up for him. Doris, you've studied the league under both David Stern, the former commissioner, current commissioner, Adam Silver. What direction do you think the NBA is going right now?
You know, you never want to follow a legend, and you never want to follow a guy like David Stern, who put the NBA into a stratosphere completely different than the league he took over. But you talk about a seamless transition and a guy who's paid his dues, so to speak. Adam Silver had been in the NBA office for so long. I love that his leadership style is different. He's not trying to be David Stern. He likes to be inclusive with his leadership. I don't think a commissioner has done a better job taking over for a legend.
Open-minded.
Totally open. You know what he is? David was perfect for his era. Adam is perfect for this era.
Well said. Here's Hernan Gomez. The dish to Holiday. Pass to Endor. Near the 3-point line, it's Thomas. But he gets it back. Second shot opportunity. Rose, no good.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Here's Hamilton. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Boy, did an excellent job to hit the moving target with the lead pass. That was simply perfectly placed.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
With the new TV deal, Doris, a lot of good things in the NBA's future. Is this the golden era of the NBA?
I think that this is the golden era, but it's the golden era because of the level of stars that we have. You have LeBron James, a once-in-a-generation player. Steph Curry redefining the very definition of a good shot. I do not like the criticism that these players have been under of late. I know I did not play in the old NBA, Kevin, but to me, we need to celebrate the game as it's presently composed, and that's, to me, the special part.
Here's Hamilton. The Knicks making the shot. He feeds it to Foy. 5 to shoot. Dishes to Bennett. With his first shot attempt, and the shot is long. New York's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. From deep, Rose. Rose can't get that one to fall.
6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's falling here since.
Foy from long range. Let's keep it alive.
Wow, just getting all the luck right now, it seems. Good bounce.
And it's Kilpatrick missing.
You've got to do better there. There wasn't anyone stopping him in the lane.
Outside Rose. Poked away. Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's guarded by Thomas. Hamilton the pass to Kilpatrick. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. The teardrop falls in.
Well, you really have to be feeling it to go with the teardrop. That is not as easy as that looked.
Holiday dishes to Rose. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got assist number 8 here in this one already. For Brooklyn, they've gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Here's Kilpatrick, guarded by Holiday. They set the screen. There's Foy with the 3. No good. The Knicks go the other way with it.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Back to Rose. Aldorus has been a big topic the last few seasons. What do you make of the hack of whoever strategy? Does it have a place in this league?
Well, I think you and I differ on this, which is so interesting because you and I have had this philosophical conversation. I do not believe that we should reward, and we're generally talking about the big players, by taking away the hack-a-shack strategy. To me, you've got, as a professional basketball player, to make a 15-foot shot that's uncontested. I don't understand why you can't make that shot.
Well, I've not played at your level. I've not coached at your level. Aesthetically, for me, it is very unpleasing. It ruins the rhythm. This game is all about fluid, skilled, beautiful movement of the ball of players. I hate to see anything stop and hesitate within the beauty of the game.
I can understand your perspective on that. And the one thing I would say that would make me lean in the argument to taking that out of the game is NBA fans are important. They are what drives television ratings, therefore advertising, therefore sales, and it allows these players to make their living. So I would say if the fans voice their opinion and want this taken out of the game, then I would go in that direction.
We know it is certainly on the mind of Commissioner Adam Silver.
No doubt.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Vasquez comes in. He hits the second from the line.
You know, he doesn't shrink the lead as much as he should have. That hurts a bit.
There's 1:47 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Outside Thomas. New York moving the ball around and stolen by Hamilton. No good from Hernan Gomez. Brooklyn's gone over and over to the three-point shot in the fourth quarter. 4 of 9. Hollis Jefferson passes to Vasquez. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Over in the corner to Vasquez. And again, it's the Nets missing. New York's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for New York.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over. A good win, and a lot went into it, but I just like the showing for Derrick Rose.
Well, to me, he was the key to their ball movement. Great job finding the open man and keeping that offense flowing with the way he was passing.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
Taking 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw good for Anthony's checked in for New York. And Foy hits both of them. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Yeah, terrific all-around effort from the defense. They were not going to let him finish over them.
They grabbed their own miss. No good from Hamilton.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
Boy, if you're going to challenge him in the lane, you better go strong.
Now here's Rose. So no problem for New York as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Joe, you guys got a lot done tonight. What was the key to executing the way you did?
I think we just moved the ball real well tonight. We played hard. We're a tough team, you know, and we just want to get better, and it was a good win for us tonight.
Great job down the stretch, Joe. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. And now to our good friend Ernie Johnson, who is standing by in the studio.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thanks, Kev. Now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose. What can you say? Double-double on a big night. Of course, any victory is big, but he really seemed to put a little extra effort into this one.
He took charge of the offense tonight. He had a ton of assists, and a lot of them were highlight reel passes. I mean, old school passes. He was initiating plays, setting guys up. They had a ton of easy baskets because this guy can see everything on the court. Eagle eye. All right, all right.
Magnificent all-around performance, both on the offensive end and the defensive end. He was clearly the catalyst for this win. As many points as he was responsible for, can't ask for much more.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's a long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.